Hi, everybody. Welcome to Forest for the Trees. Thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate it. So, top of mind. Well, it's not every day that the president calls for the wholesale elimination of state, private, and tribal programming of the USDA Forest Service, which, as we all know, comprises a huge portion of our budget and a huge amount of our work. And with that comes a lot of uncertainty and a lot of concern. But I want you to know we are responding as aggressively and as thoughtfully as we can by activating our friends at the National Association of State Foresters, who've put together a broad strategy to engage Congress as well as all of our partners that benefit from the programming that we implement. But I want to emphatically communicate to you, by using the word emphatically, that your work and the work that we do every day is what's most critical. So when you're thinking about all of the churn and all of the chaos sort of in the system right now, the most important thing we can do is to continue to anchor in the work that we do and continue to generate the incredibly valuable and impactful benefits that we provide to Coloradans all across the state. It's these stories that I get to highlight to members of Congress and to the administration, as well as the governor's office and others, which equals, in my mind and in minds of many of the folks that we've spoken with, a continuation of resources. Our commitment and our focus remains on our people and the work that you do every day. So keep your focus and keep your energy tied to that work, and make sure that we're showing up the best that we can every single day for Colorado and Colorado's forests. Speaking of budgets, there's actually some good news. As most of you are aware, we had to come up with budget reduction scenarios for both our Colorado State University resources as well as the resources we receive through the long bill through the state legislature that are governed through DNR. And we took very small nominal haircuts across both of those. Those are really positive indicators. And the fact that Colorado continues to prioritize your work, our work, is a really good signal that we're as good a shape as we could possibly be, acknowledging everything that's going on around us. Last but not least, I want to welcome again our interns for the summer, the future workforce of this state and this country, young people deeply committed to leaving things better than they found them and getting their start where else but the best place you could possibly get your start, with Colorado State Forest Service. Welcome to all of you. I hope you have a really enriching and meaningful experience. And all of the employees that you'll be working with, I look forward to you imparting your mentorship and the skills and knowledge that only you can bring by interfacing and engaging with these folks while we have them. Welcome again, and I hope you will take me up on the offer I made at the mixer, that if you want to sit down with the director, all you got to do is ask Christy, and we'll find some time to hang out. So we are a service and outreach organization of the Warner College here at Colorado State University, and that outreach piece is some of the most important work that we do. And so who better to have as a special guest than Danielle Ardrey, and how she can support some of your summer outreach efforts. Take it away, Danielle.
All right, thanks, Matt. Just to remind everyone that this summer, as you're going to events and festivals, outreach is here for you. Whether it be questions from our Wheel of Forestry that you all got to experience at annual meeting, or who doesn't love a good mystery box? Get you talking with your communities about forest health. And the ever popular favorite, guess the age of that tree. If you need ideas, if you need inspiration, we're here to help you this summer. Feel free to reach out.
Danielle, that was awesome, and I'm so glad Smokey was able to join you. Since it is field season, in honor of our 70th anniversary this year, let's take a quick look back at some of the creative ways we've gotten ourselves around the wide and wonderful state of Colorado over the last 70 years. Keep on trucking, Colorado State Forest Service. So some reflections. So I wanted to highlight in particular a really critical conclusion to some work that's gone on for the last year with the Wildfire Resiliency Code Board. In particular, I want to thank Daniel, Hannah, and Nick, and Amanda and others for being critical to the success of that effort. that policy is going to establish a minimum code for the state of Colorado as it relates to home hardening for new builds and properties that go under renovation, as well as establish some basics for defensible space. And that's a huge game changer to make Colorado safer and more resilient in the face of wildfire. In addition, House Bill 25-1182 passed. This is the first time where Colorado, through the Insurance Commissioner's Office, is going to directly engage with insurance companies to be more transparent about what is the right work that homeowners need to do to maintain access to insurance as well as price stability. That has a huge impact on us, and as you're out there, in particular our foresters and wildfire mitigation specialists and others, engaging with landowners, and they ask you this question, is this going to help me keep my insurance? We're going to get ever closer to being able to say definitively yes. It's worth a Google and check it out. Some key meetings that have occurred recently. When the chief came out to visit the regional office here in Colorado, he was given some brief talking points on some of the things that we're trying to pull off here, in particular on the Front Range and in watersheds in the West, and was really excited about it. He hosted a meeting with the regional office as well as Dan Gibbs and myself to talk through some opportunities to continue to highlight and then potentially invest in the critical things we were trying to do. He followed up a second meeting with the governor's office with limited resources and a lot of demands for those resources across the country. It's my job and all of our job to continue to show that we are a high return on investment here in Colorado, and that it doesn't just benefit Coloradans, it benefits the millions of Americans that depend on the water that's collected here. We'll continue to advocate for our fair share of the resources as they continue to dwindle and try to keep Colorado moving forward by ensuring that the incredible work that you do every day is funded and that your positions are funded as well. Later this summer, I wanted to highlight I'll be attending the 9th American Forest Congress. The first American Forest Congress established the U.S. Forest Service back in the late 19th century. I believe very strongly that this one will be contemplating the future of the U.S. Forest Service as it relates to the 21st century. I was honored to be named by NASF as a committee member for the stewardship committee that established this event, and I'm looking forward to representing our values as well as our voice in this effort. All right, how about some shout outs? I want to call in particular our administrative and financial staff out in the field. These are some of the unsung heroes that keeps everything moving as it relates to our work. All of the paperwork and all of the processes that govern our ability to be accountable, it all starts with and stops with that administrative and financial support that we have in the field. So I just want to say thank you for all the work that you do every day to keep all the folks in the field humming and keeping us all out of trouble as well. Thank you very much, Tara, Shyla, Justin, Chris, Brenda, Lisa, Aubrey, and Rob. We couldn't do it without you. So what's next? So just wanted to give you a heads up on a couple things that will be happening this summer. We'll be hosting the subcommittee of the National Association of State Foresters, Urban and Community Forestry. We're going to be meeting at Spur. Big thanks to Carrie and her team for putting on what I think is going to be a fantastic time. I got a party of 8 at Casa Bonita, so I'm looking forward to freaking out our fellow state foresters with a Casa Bonita visit, making sure they go home with a t-shirt. There's an interesting meeting coming up, the future of our Forest Summit, which is being hosted by some folks at CFRI, former Undersecretary for NRE, Merrill Harrell, our friends from COCO. It's an invite-only session to bring a bunch of folks together to think through how do we respond to all the change, and what do we want to see a shared future look like. You know, you can see kind of a theme here. Folks are coming together to think through the future. It's an important time for our voice to be in the mix in the middle of that, to make sure that Colorado's values and the natural resource space for this country continue to lead. Speaking of summer, it's going to be here before you know it, and I sure hope you are going to take advantage of the robust leave policy that we have available to us at Colorado State University to enjoy the mountains and the rivers and the plains and all the beautiful things that our state has to offer. And I look forward to reporting out on everything that goes on this summer when I see you in August. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next time. It just feel like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Sometimes.
Counter, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you know what month it is, McCombs? I don't.
I have my good friend Smokey the Bear here. We're doing an event about fire, here to spin our Wheel of Forestry. Smokey, take it away. Feel free to reach out. We're here for you.
And that's a wrap.
Perfect.
All right, was that good? Okay.